Good morning, I'll give you a run through the new Stewart flatbed trailer. Standard steel floor, it's flexi paint that's on this. That's what the grain trailers are way up to get resprayed with. We'll need to fetch a number plate for it. Otherwise, it's good to head straight to work. It's going to be nice having full shackles. Tyres are exactly the same that's on our grain trailers, so this is our 12 tonner trailers. We've got two of these. These used to be the main grain trailers, but we upgraded to the Stewarts on big 560 flotations. These are 385s and huge difference. The grain trailers now, you hardly ever see a bit of a dip in the field. It's great. Whereas those, any wee slight bit of soft spot and you sink straight through. Spec wise, it's not hugely different. That trailer's 4 foot longer than this trailer. Capacity, I think this is 14 tonne, that's 15 tonne. That's on air brakes, this is hydraulic. That's got a strap box, this doesn't. That's on flotations, this isn't. That's got a flat bed, that's got a wonky bed. Otherwise not hugely different. Flat bales will go on top. GX 15FT, flat trailer, 15 tonne. Don't know what a GX means, to be honest. God, excellent. There's only one thing I've spotted is one of these wee side lights. That one's quite loose as well. What? The other side's missing and this side is actually very, very loose. I don't know how they're meant to go on, but they're not going on right. I don't know what's wrong with them. I like to tell the boy to. Those caps just don't stay on. Have a look at the ones that are on the other trailer. These grain trailers never had that wee frame come off. Yeah, that's way more solid. It wobbles about a little bit, but it doesn't come off. I don't want to try and pull it off in case it becomes loose forever. But this one comes off really easy, and the other one was missing. So the sales boy was away to go and sort me another one. That's peculiar. The other two trailers have got a few of these, and they've never fallen off, and this one, they've both come off. Anyway, we'll get to the bottom of it. It's not like any of these wee plastic bits have snapped or anything. They all look whole. It's just a wee groove that's meant to line up with those notches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that bigger bit there, and the same on the bottom, but that's it on. But it just a journey along the road and that would fall off. I've sent a picture to the sales boy, so he's gonna sort it out. But otherwise, all happy, job done. We're meaning to get done for a while. We've bit the bullet now, job done. And a message has just popped up on my screen. He messaged back saying, no problem, we'll get 2 new ones sorted out. No problem. Thank you very much. If you remember back to when we were looking at trailers, I did price up the same trailer as this, but with added features so that we could put a digger on it. It was going to sit slightly lower, slightly smaller flotations, ramps on the back, stays on the back to stabilise it, for a digger, wooden floor, blah 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 blah. Chassis shackle points. The price jump between the two, we came to the conclusion we'd rather just get a standard flatbed. That's what it does, it's a standard flatbed, and then go and find a second-hand kind of semi-scrapper low loader that'll be perfect for our digger. The jump-in cost will cover most of the price to find us a second-hand low loader. It means we don't need to take digger off and on so much. An extra trailer is definitely not going to be an issue. Very, very handy. That's why we went for standard flatbed, no messing about. Anyway, Kev's going to finish that wheat. I'll get back to these fences. That's the bruiser just arrived. I'm going to shift Dad's car out of there so it doesn't get lathered in dust. I maybe should have waited a few days before I went here. Made a bit of a mess, but anyway. If we waited for it to be dry to do any work, we'd never get anything done. The light's starting to go, but that's that bit that the Highlanders are in, all sorted. I've tightened any wires around here. There's still some posts to do over here. We need to do that first thing in the morning tomorrow morning once all these cars are gone. Still got 2 big fields at the back to look at. I made a wee bit of a mess, but hey ho. Just going to chuck these broken posts in here for now. Get a bit of grass seed on here because van drivers do come up the back of the butchery here and before I scraped all that there was a big tyre mark right through it, about half a foot deep. I'll chuck them in, not too deep because there's gas line, water line, sewer lines all under here. Voila, they're just in half a foot. Cruising done. Get the digger packed up, we're done as well. Goodbye, shiny toy. A wee update here on the calf with the broken pelvis femur type. We're not sure exactly what it is, but I'll show you. Pretty confident it was broken. Also, there's Wonky. Still looks a wee bit wonky in the face, but in body, no problem. Hey pal. Here you go. There's the beast for the back leg that was broken. Definitely making progress. You can see it putting weight on it now, which is fantastic. I don't want to stir it up. Settle down, settle down. Don't run about, but much better. Really happy with progress there. It has taken a while to get to this stage, but it's going the right way, which is fantastic. It's lost a little bit of body condition, but all in all, not much. Just waiting on the air suspension kicking in. Hey Pooch! Oh no! I think she might have died again. I kind of came gargling to a halt there. I think the fuel pump's goosed. Damn it. I've got her unloaded. Oh, please start. Fuel pump still, you can hear it whining, getting going like normal. No! If it was filters, you'd think it would try and start and then conk out again, so I don't think it's filters. No, there's no fuel there at all. Pump. But it still whines, do you hear that? Oh, it does sound funky though. Hello boys. I've got the timer going. It's not full, but I'll just empty it Monday morning, get it emptied. Good morning. Baltic cold. It's to be Baltic cold for next at least week, which is fine. Nice still cold days, no bother. That worked an absolute treat. Timer stopped and it was bang on 5 minutes. Which probably works out at 4 minutes once you know exactly where to position it to tip it in. So I had to go back and jimmy it a bit. The very first load on the new trailer. Hope Kev's not scratched it. We're off to the races. Shifting these bales along the road to where the cows are, yards 1.5. Slightly longer this trailer, so these wheat straw bales are from last year. Wheat straw is a bit puffier and they've been sitting a wee while, so they're not quite 4 foot in diameter. So I think freshly baled barley straw at harvest time will get 7 deep on that trailer. 28 foot. Job done! Happy cows, happy farmer. Trailer's now got a few scratches. Trailer's doing the job. Kev's just going to give it a wee hose down when he gets back. Because those bales, ammonia treated wheat straw, it seeps out a wee bit and it lies in the trailer and that'll soon chew through some paint. So a wee hose down, shove it back in the shed, and we're off to do some things at the hens. We've finally been able to get hold of hens, which bird flu is holding us back from getting, but we've now got some booked in for Friday afternoon. Today is Monday, the 27th-ish, 26th, 27th of November. Quick hose down, get that ammonia, you can see it off the trailer. We've got end panels to put on here, which we're just doing. There's a raised floor in that shed about a metre and a bit off the ground, and there's boards on the end that block off all that base, and that base fills up with hen pen. So I've just lifted up that rail so we can slot the board in and then drop down the shed onto the board. The hens is something we need to make a decision on fairly swiftly. These sheds are 17, 18 years old. They're getting quite worse for wear now. They're not permanent sheds, they're movable, and every time you move them they get a little bit worse. There's basically two options. Option one is punt a lot of money into it and reinvest and get new facilities, and option two is stop the hens. So we've got to make a decision there. When these sheds got built 17, 18 years ago, what they should have been done, they should have been built on a concrete pad. Not necessarily the whole shed on a concrete pad, but where the rails run, so they're basically on two big skis either side of the shed. Those two rails should have been built on top of a concrete plinth that would be 1.5 feet wide, the full length of the shed and beyond, so it would drag back and forward on that concrete plinth and it wouldn't kind of contour the ground at all, because that contouring hasn't helped the whole shed structure as a whole. You can see this one's got a wee bit of a bow to it. That one's the same, it's kind of level to there, and then this end bit bows a bit. It changes every year, and we drag the whole shed, the full length of the shed, out the way so we can get the hen pen out the road. And it doesn't do the sheds any good. If they were built on concrete plinth, they'd have ended up with quite a few more years out of them, but they're past it now. The roofs are very weathered, they're brittle now, the UV in the sun I think's affected that. Just a case now of shifting this scratch area to butt up against the shed. I'm just going up in the cage to pull that leaf back a wee bit to fold it over the top. Voila, I just need to tighten that strap up now. Ramps are in, we're almost ready for hens now. Dad's just connecting up the lights and the fans. There's fans at both ends, keep the airflow. We're going digging. No, not digging, but repairing. quick feed mix, it's needing some minerals, and then Kev will get it away along the road to yard 3 with him. Kev's just going to yoke up that trailer so we can get it loaded with feed. The bucket's got minerals in it just now, so I'll keep that in the heap. We've already mixed in the protein because the cows are getting a bit of this feed, but I don't want them to get this minerals. They've got different minerals to match the ammonia straw that they have on their diet. So although the cows are not getting much of this, I'm going to split off a few that are looking a wee bit scrawny, which there's not many of, and feed them a wee bit more. We're all mixed up now, protein and minerals and barley. Load the trailer, job done. I think we've got a soft tyre, slow puncture of some sort. Well, away and pump it up. Kev will nip along the road and see what it's like in the morning. It was at 35 psi this one. Was it? Kind of sticky. It is time. The lathe. Okay, that lathe behind me, while I drink a coconut hot chocolate. Don't judge me, it was going spare in a farm shop. I was picking up the pallet forks, and they obviously had a wrong order. And one of the girls in the shop said, "Do you want a coconut hot chocolate?" Right, I do. Smashing, just what I need when it's -2 outside. Anyway, this lathe, let's get out of here. Need to strip it down, needs cleaned down, needs repaired. It's not right. I'll tell you all about it once I've got it out. I bought this Colchester student lathe from a deceased estate. So unfortunately someone passed away and everything that was left was sold at auction. And I bought this lathe for £400. Zero tooling with it. It was all gone. Probably sold as a separate lot, which I couldn't find in the auction. There's the tag on it. It doesn't say a year. But it's obviously in a workshop at some point. I had a few of them because it's got a number 4 on it. This is the shell casing which covers these gears. Now, do I know anything about lathes? A very, very minimal amount. I've done a wee bit of work on lathes, not working on them, using lathes. When I was at university, did a few projects that involved a bit of lathe work. I have a very basic understanding of how to use it. The understanding of its function, even less so. So how it all operates, I am going to learn while I try and fix this. What all the individual bits are called, I'm going to learn as I try and fix this. I'm going to tell you all the bits on this that I know the name of. That is the chuck. So this is a 3-jaw chuck which is on it, fairly simple. Lead screw and another shaft below it, don't know the name of that. They're responsible for driving this piece, which is the carriage, which also holds like the tool post or the tool holder up here. There is a tailstock which goes on the end, this piece. These rails that everything runs on, I don't know exactly whether that's just called the bed. Probably just called the bed. And that's it. So I know a few names of all the bits and bobs that are on it. I know, roughly speaking, how it's meant to work, which is shove a piece of metal into the chuck. I believe this handle is meant to turn it on off. That wee handle is possibly going to change the direction of the chuck. Gearing up here to control the speed of the chuck. Gearing down here to cut different thread sizes and pitches, and metric and imperial. I did have it going for about 60 seconds once, and then a capacitor blew up. A whole bunch of smoke filled the workshop, and it hasn't done anything since. That was about 2.5 years ago at least. I had our Sparky look at the motor. He said take it to a motor specialist, have that looked over, because it's a really good motor, he said. When it was running, I couldn't get it to run that way. I couldn't get it to go that way, which would suit cutting. It was only going backwards. And the switch to change direction, which I can't remember. I did figure it out once upon a time, but that was 2.5 years ago. There's a switch somewhere here to change the direction. Wouldn't change the direction. I am pretty sure it is this wee switch. It controls, when I flick this electrical piece back here clicks. So I presume that changes the direction of the drive motor, but again, I'm not sure. I don't think this bit is working fully because whoever had it last had the cover off of it. Step number 1, strip it all apart, clean it, and I need to get the motor to a motor specialist. So I've taken the tool post off, and the first bit I found is that's broken. These 2 bits are chipped off, so those bolts sit in that groove to hold that tool post on here. They've seen better days. Don't know whether I can rotate them or I need to figure out what it's made of. Can I weld it up? Don't know what that'll be made of. Clean it up and have a look. They probably aren't meant to be able to come out there, but they do. This should slide all the way off now. Oh, almost all the way. There's a screw in here which controls this piece of bed in that direction, and it only wants to move one way. It'll go back a little bit in places, but it's quite stiff. I need to make it go all the way that way to get this piece off. It might just need to be forced. There you go. It's a brass female part of the lead screw that sits in here. Ooh, interesting, it's still stiff without this. So it's not this or the lead screw which is the issue. So now that it is free of this piece, whatever it's called, let me know down below if you know the names of all these bits and bobs, by the way. It would really be quite helpful. Freely moves that way, no problem at all. But coming back the way, it's not nice at all. So there's something in here sticking. That's got a nice bit of wear on it. And someone's been there before. That's some dodgy welding. I think these Allen heads help take apart the carriage here. There's another 3 Allens down this side, which will take a rail off the bottom here. Well, this piece should be free actually, hold on. I think this should lift off. No, because it's connected there. Should be loose though. Let me undo these. 1, 2. You know who's your man for helping out with this type of job? Adrian. I farm, we farm. He is the man. Makes a cracking job of everything he does. I'll shoot for 50% of Adrian. If we get there, we'll be doing well. Oh, that is crusty. Oh, there's obviously like a... That's either full of gunk or that used to be a piece of material to stop wear and to take up any slop between whatever this piece is called and the bed. Yeah, it's just all crumbled to pieces. It's like a fabric-y type material. Someone let me know what material that is. Someone will know. It's like leather. Might be leather. Look at it. It is mangled. Someone let me know what material that's meant to be. I started wearing gloves recently and I was doing so well. Video's getting a bit long and I'm ready for my bed. I'm caught up, by the way. You're watching this. I edited this last night. Finally caught up. Bandit beer hopefully ended this week. I'm trying to keep my eyes open. See you tomorrow.